Hello, everybody, and welcome to another session, and maybe the last session. Won't be the last time we ever play this type of game, but it will be the last session for at least for a minute for this one, because this is the one shot, everybody. So this is where we're gonna wrap up Shadows in the Mind.
Yes, you guys are killing you all.
Oh, it's not so bad. Well, okay, maybe it is. Anyway, all right. So before we introduce ourselves, before we start the game, we're gonna introduce ourselves, starting with ArcherColin. Give us your name and your character.
Hi, I'm ArcherColin, and I am playing Mike Ravenwolf of the interdimensional, apparently Ravenwolf clan. Is one of us in every single horror game.
And currently, I would like to remind you that your character is out of the scene. We don't know what happened to your character. We know that he went crazy and started attacking.
Kind of lost it. Yeah.
Started attacking another character, but now he is missing because that character got stabbed and had a huge flashback. Moving forward, as your character stabbed another character, we're going to actually talk to the stabbed character a little bit. Sparta Chris.
Hello, folks. I'm Spartacus. I am playing the character Will Andrews. And yes, I have been stabbed by an asshole.
And then we have the Witch King.
Hello, I'm the Witch King of Samra. Or, I guess, you can call me Reese as well, if you want to know that. But I am playing Richard Little C Little S Newell. He is a private detective or police officer in this town, which I keep thinking is Silent Hill or some kind of Silent Hill derivation, even though Tabletop says it is not. It definitely is.
I'm not saying it's Silent Hill, but
definitely a lot of likeness here. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then moving to our last player, Tobey.
Oh, hey, I'm Tobey, the resident punching bag. I will be playing Bob, Dr. Bob Johnson, apparently a former doctor of this town's hospital and currently suffering from amnesia.
There is an echo coming from Witch King. Just saying.
Yeah.
How do I fix that? I don't.
Do you have external speakers that's going through?
No. I shouldn't. I mean, the speakers I have are unplugged.
Have you got the YouTube open as well?
No. But I do have the stream open in Discord, but it's muted.
But that shouldn't.
I've got stream muted in Discord as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that shouldn't do that either.
I mean, in fact, because we were doing this element.
It's also not. Is it only echoing me?
No, it's echoing everybody.
When you talk, I don't hear an echo from it.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't hear it now, so maybe it
Neither
corrected
do I.
itself. May have to leave the call and then jump back in if it happens again.
Yeah, or I can switch to push to talk, maybe. That helps.
Yep. So Chris stepped out of the room, everybody, which is funny because he's the opening scene. It's, the opening scene man left. How the hell does the man who's doing the opening scene
Is such a thing even possible? Yes, it is.
Sorry, I just usually fix it.
Okay.
Okay, who did that?
Oh, that's me. I have the entrance sound on Discord for that.
No, not the sound. I saw that. I saw that. It's not. I'm not saying it's Alien's face.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's George. What's his face? Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
It happened on the. You can see it when you're not focused on the stream on Discord.
I'm not watching the stream on Discord.
Well, never mind that. I guess you can't see it on the phone.
Well, anyway, real quick, I'm taking a quick minute and grabbing my dice because I forgot to grab my dice and my GM screen. I don't know how the hell that happened. Stuff, honey.
Useful.
All right. So let's recap. So you guys are actually 4 people from this town, but for some reason you haven't been in this town in the last 10 years. It's like gaps in your memory for some strange reason, and yet you have no idea why. Now, coming back to the town, you guys have been having flashbacks of events that happened 10 years ago. So far, the events have actually been horrific. If I remember correctly, we uncovered that... which can you help me out with your character's name?
Richard Newell.
That Richard Newell has the ability of seeing events, seeing the past, but for some reason, in the past, he was able to see the future.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that some strange shit happening there?
It's almost like he's developing a new power.
Or something, or you had a previous power, and it shifted backwards with having your memory practically changed.
Yep.
So
Maybe it was the demons of the God Machine who screwed with us.
Could be a number of things. And then, so you guys arrived to the town, and you guys have been having this cryptic message. Everywhere you go has been having this cryptic message. You see spray painted all over the town's walls of going, it sees everything. You guys have observed a lot of graffiti, and also the sound of the town. Yeah, the town is mostly vacant. There's people here, but it's mostly a ghost town. So, Tobey, which is his character's name, is what?
Bob.
So, Bob has actually found out he's from this town, and he was once the town's main doctor. And that he doesn't even remember that. Oh, Lord.
Yep.
Yep, and he doesn't even remember that. But he is looking for his family, because he did find out he had a wife and kids. But not sure what happened to them. If I remember correctly, Colin was actually... Have we established that... we know that Colin and Colin's character, who is what now? What's his name?
Mike Ravenwolf. Mike Ravenwolf.
And then Spartacus's character. Does anyone remember him? His?
No.
Some other weird doc or something. Some doctor of some sort.
Chris. What's
I
your
thought you said
character's
some
name?
weird dog. I'm like, what?
Wait,
Well,
maybe
that is what.
Maybe I have a note, because I think he's still stepped out, and he's still the opening scene. What the fuck? I got.
Time
So
to
did
run.
we all send you our character sheets?
Will.
So send each of it-
Yep. So we have Mycroft. It says Mycroft up here.
Yeah, Mike for short. Michael,
okay.
Mike for short.
Yep, Mycroft Ravenwolf, and then Will, which I forgot his last name. So William, Dr. William, who 10 years ago was practically like 18 years old and was a resident student. Mycroft and Will was actually involved in a horrible accident of which Richard saw was going to happen 3 hours prior. Now, strangely enough, and I'm going to say this, we just played it off as somehow the power is working differently because Witch King never corrected me during that time when I was creating that story. He just thought that was really cool and we went with it. So we just rolled with it a little bit. We're rolling. There is definitely something strange happening here and we're not sure what it is yet. No one knows what it is. But then he remembers his character going in and being there for the accident, and Dr. Bob nursed these two back to health.
Was I even a full-time doctor at that point? I would have been 20.
Yeah, I would have been 21, so I don't know if my character would have been a detective. I don't think he would have been.
You were a rookie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I would have been like
a full-time doctor. Unfortunately, you might have actually gotten a field recognition. For some reason, because remember, this is also a small town of like 300 people.
Maybe he was an intern at the local medical school.
But see, here's a problem. None of you guys remember that. None of your characters would remember that, so we don't know.
Or rather, intern at a hospital. Well, yeah, that's fair enough.
There's
I was probably
a lot of strange things are happening here. All right. Meanwhile, we leave off with Mycroft. Mycroft and Will got into a huge fight while Richard was sitting back watching it unfold. Then he started having some issues with his abilities and started seizing on the ground a little bit. And then
I disappeared.
Yeah, and then Mycroft and Will got into a fight, and Mycroft stabbed Will, helping him have a flashback. And when he finally came to, when he came back from the flashback, Mycroft and Richard are missing. Meanwhile, we also have Dr. Bob looking for his house, of which did we get last session? Did we get an address for you?
I think you gave him me an address, and he started going there. But that was the only place we left off was he was heading towards his house.
Okay.
That's where.
Well, since Chris isn't here, we're gonna open up with your scene before we open up with Spartacus and the others. So meanwhile, while all that is actually currently happening, still we'll just say it's currently happening, you managed to make your way to the house of which you found the address on a piece of paper with your documents.
Yep.
But the house is boarded up.
Can I go towards the door and knock on it?
Yes, you can.
I'll go knock on my door.
Nobody answers.
I
Can I try opening the door?
You can try and opening the door.
I'll try opening the door.
Well, once again, it looks like the door is nailed shut.
Darling, children, I'm home.
Your character, that young.
Nobody.
He was 20 years old with liking kids. I don't know what to say. Okay.
Nobody answers the door.
Can I try to find a way inside? Can I look to see if there's a spare key under the mat or in a pot? Like at house plant?
Yep. There is no mat.
Instead, there's a note from your wife saying, "Screw you, asshole."
There's not. There is not.
You're here now, finally.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Can I try to find another way into the house?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a nice. Let me pull up the book real quick because you're going to give me a nice perception roll.
Ah, shit.
And I forgot what perception was.
Would that be?
It's going to be, if I remember correctly, I think it's going to be wits composure, but let me double check first before we commit to this.
And what do I roll?
I'm going to tell you. Give me just 1 second. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to go under attributes. God, I miss playing World of Darkness so fucking much. I love playing these games.
Why do you think I repurchased Vampire the Masquerade? Because I'm really getting into it again.
Oh yeah. So it will be wits plus composure.
So that what 40?
That would be what's your wits?
1, 2, composure 1, 2.
Okay, so that'd be 4. Yeah, that'd be 4d10. And remember, 7 to 10 are successes, and 10s explode, which means you roll again.
I got 10, 4, 1, 1. So reroll the 10, right?
10, 4, 1, 1. Yep, you reroll the 10.
9.
9. Well, unfortunately, you actually did not succeed because the ones cancel out any successes, so you actually critical fumbled on looking for
Joy.
again. Yep. Unfortunately, you have not found a way in the house at all. You actually are just like standing still.
Can I try to break down the door, I guess?
Well, you actually suddenly have a flashback of you approaching the door, and this wonderful woman comes out and says, "Honey, are you okay? Is everything all right?" And then you come back to.
Was she gorgeous and beautiful beyond imagination?
She was, with brown hair and blue eyes, and a
Oh.
sundress.
Wifey combination.
I think Tobey just came in his face. It came in his pants.
He came in his face. Yeah, he came in his face.
The older doctor. The older doctor got turned on just from that dream.
I had a beautiful wife.
All right, if you're gonna break down the door, or at least attempt to.
I thought for a second I thought you were gonna say if you were gonna break down in front of the door.
Oh my god!
Can I go? Can I see if maybe there's a door that's open?
A what?
A back door, like if I haven't had a backyard to see if the back door is open.
Yeah, you forgot how to get to the backyard. You critical fumbled on a perception roll. You don't even know. You don't even want to leave the front porch for some strange reason.
Can I break in?
All right, break in it is, and you're going to give me a strength plus stamina roll.
Strength, stamina, so 5d10. 5d10. Holy shit! 10, 10, 9, 6, 3. So 2d10. 4 and a 1. Okay.
All right, what'd you get?
So I got 10, 10, 9, 6, 3, 4, 1. Because I had to re-roll. I had got 2 10s, and I re-rolled the 2 10s, which is a 4 and a 1.
It's still 2 successes. You begin breaking down the door, but it's going to take you just a minute because one punch isn't going to be enough. So you begin breaking down the barrier that's holding it. What's up?
Because of the 10, 9.
You got a 10, 10, 9, 6, 4, 1, correct?
No, so it was 10, 10, 9, 6, 3. And then
10,
because I rolled
10,
the
9,
10s, I
6, 3.
re-rolled, and I got 4 and a 1 from the re-roll.
You got a 4 and a 1 from reroll. You still count the ones.
Oh, even though they're from 10s?
Yes.
That's stupid, but okay.
Yeah. No matter what, a 1 is a fumble. I think actually, if it was a reroll, it doesn't matter. You still got at least 1, so you still got 2 successes out of 3. So, all right. So it's just going to take you a minute, sir, to get in there. Because one punch isn't going to break it down. So you're breaking down the barrier. Breaking down, which was actually a big, gigantic, which was actually a big slab of nothing but plywood. And you finally reveal your door.
Open door.
You open the screen door, and then the other door, which is actually thicker than the piece of plywood you broke down, and it is locked.
Can I open that door with, like, I don't know.
Have you tried saying open sesame?
Can I knock on the door?
You can knock on the door,
Knock on wood.
but no one's going to answer.
Yep. Can I use athletics and strength or something to, again, just knock the door over? Kick it in?
That'll be strength plus stamina.
Alright, I'll try that. Okay. 5, 7, 6. So 10, 7, 6, 3, 2.
Did you reroll the 10?
I haven't yet. 6.
All right, you still get 2 successes. You kick down the door to
I will.
reveal an empty and dusty house that has suffered 10 years of degradation. You walk in and you see dark spots all over your walls. It looks like it could be black mold. The inside the house smells like rotten flesh and copper.
Oh no.
And we're going to stop right there as you're entering because you're going to have a flashback. But meanwhile, we are going to cut to Will, who is on the sidewalk with a piece of glass in his stomach. And the only light he is seeing of any kind of help is coming from the hall across the way.
Well, I have no choice but to stagger over to it. To
All
the
right.
hall. To the hall.
All right, so you get to the hall door and you open the door. The door opens.
What is inside?
Well, as you're entering, you feel that this room is thick and full of oppressive energy. It almost makes it hard to breathe. Like some form of real, like, energy you cannot even describe of.
Well, this doesn't feel comfortable at all. And probably call out and say, hello, is anyone there?
You hear someone talking, like there's this hallway and it goes in the door and the doors are open and there's a pamphlet there and you hear someone talking on the inside but they do not respond back.
Call out again, even a little louder.
Yeah, they're not hearing you.
Ow.
Okay then. I do have my bags with me, right?
You do. No one's dropped your bags yet.
Okay. Well, I should probably have some supplies on me, so I guess I should probably work on doing some at least some rudimentary
First aid?
first aid on myself, yeah.
Fair enough. This will be a, let's see here. We're going to call this a medicine roll. So, but for this one's going to be a little bit different. You're going to be in a lot of pain. Do you have any medication on you?
Do I? That's a question.
I don't know. Would your character have brought any?
And maybe at least the basic stuff. I mean, I'm mostly physical therapist. I don't so.
Oh, yeah. This is going to require an intelligence plus medicine roll for you to tend to yourself.
Alright, so I have 3 in medicine, but like I said, it's physical therapy. So how would that play out?
You can still use the medicine roll, but you don't gain an extra die for it.
I don't know extra die, so I just use the 3 medicine and 3 intelligence.
Yes.
Okay. 5, 3, 3, and 9, 6, 1.
Well, you completely failed. Give me a willpower roll, which is going to be resolve plus composure.
Alright, so resolve, so 2. 7, 4. 5, 2.
Yeah, you lose a willpower, but you stay conscious. So mark off willpower, 1 willpower point.
Even with the 1 success?
You need a 2 or better.
Asshole.
You failed the roll, not my problem. All right, you remain conscious. You do manage to tend to yourself, but it takes a lot out of you, and you probably bled a little bit more than you did, but you got yourself wrapped up, and the glass has been successfully removed.
At least there's that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, at the cost of 1 willpower point.
Asshole.
So, you hear a guy talking in this hall, and he just sounds like he might have been talking to yourself because you don't hear anyone clapping or nothing.
I'll call out again, probably a little bit weaker, though.
Yeah, he doesn't hear you. Well, hang on. Let me see if he hears you this time. Let me actually give a roll for this. Let's see. We'll do his wits plus composure. So I get 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Well... He comes out and says, "Oh, a new member or a visitor. Come, sir, come. Let me help you up." And he begins helping on lifting on you to bring you inside. Let me bring you inside where it is safe.
Easy. Careful there.
All right. So he sits down. He sits you down right into a pew. You actually entered into what looks to be a chapel. Hello, sir. We got actually some people in the chat. So he sits you down what looks to be a chapel, and up top he actually has a cross with the Lord Jesus Christ on it.
Please tell me it's upright.
It is upright.
Okay, thank you.
However, you did notice that the cross doesn't look... It looks like it's been painted recently black.
Oh, no.
He goes...
That,
So,
that
friend,
doesn't
what
seem
brings you to this wonderful town? Well, unfortunately, this old decrepit town of what the hell is the town?
You forgot.
Greyhaven?
You named it.
Greyhaven. That's right. What brings you to our town of Greyhaven, sir?
I mean, I really don't know. It's just I've received a letter to come here. But there's also a strong, I don't know, I have an odd connection to this place. I guess I used to live here a long time ago, but I don't remember. I hardly remember it.
Well, you've come at the right time. We are preparing for the arrival. And he begins taking off his shirt. He takes off his dress shirt.
Hold it.
Okay, what? What now?
Why?
Oh, because he's putting on a different shirt.
Oh, okay.
All right. So he takes off his dress shirt. He takes off his priest band. You notice that he actually is wearing a priest band, and he is like dressed like a Catholic priest. And he takes off his shirt, and he puts on another dress shirt. But this one is red. He tucks it into his pants.
What is the arrival for?
Oh, it is for him, the great one. He comes and he's been great to us. And as he's talking, he manages to put on these red robes, and he takes off the Holy Cross, and he puts on these red robes, and he's like, they've been the one himself, the one that sees everything, has been greatly great to us.
I have a strange feeling that you're not talking about Yahweh.
No. Unfortunately, what I do talk about, that has no name. For that he has brought us great offerings. And as he says that, he pulls down, you notice that there's like these 2 stand things, like he wheels out, he's like, great offerings, and he pulls down the sheets, and it is Richard and Mycroft both hanging there unconscious and strapped to what looks to be homemade metal crosses.
Or on St. Andrew's crosses. Okay, I see.
So he has his back to me, correct?
Yes.
Anything in close proximity that I could grab and use to hit him over the back of the head?
What, does that glass you just put out of your guts?
And who put that glass there?
See? If I put the glass there, you wouldn't have a weapon now.
Be nice, because I'm trying to get you down.
Yeah, and I'm suggesting that there's a weapon there you could use to take this guy out, because you just asked.
Anyways, table.
Hmm?
Is there something nearby, like maybe a candle stand or something like that?
Oh, there's candle stands next to him.
Well, is there anyone that I could grab that's in close proximity to me?
There's a hymn, a hymn book, just sitting right there that says his hymns, which looks like they crossed off like the holy hymn, and they said his hymns.
His hymns.
Yeah, not sure what the hell that is all about.
Okay, well, can I use it and hit him over the head? Hopefully, knock him out.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yep, you're gonna need to make a roll. So give me 1 second. Your roll is gonna have to be for that. It's gonna be strength and weaponry roll.
Okay, I was going to ask brawl, but okay.
No, brawl would be with your fisticuffs.
953, and I don't have any in weaponry.
All right. Oh shit. So that's -1. So you failed.
Darn.
Yep. Well, that just means that. Well, we're gonna give that 1 success because you got 3, right? Because you got to remember to just subtract 1. We'll just take one of your failures. We'll say you succeeded. You have 1 success. However, this is not gonna be a static roll either. I just have to look. Oh, there we go. That's what I needed to roll. Haha. There we go. All right.
Would athletics so athletics nor brawl would play into this, correct?
Correct.
Could I possibly add in stealth into it? Come up behind him stealthily and
You can't add it to it. No.
damn.
Yep. So you begin going up there, and you're about to whack him with the hymnal, and as soon as you do, give me 1 second. Give me just a second here. As soon as you get ready to do it, and you go to whack him, you actually have this dark shadow coming right out and grabs your hand, and actually manages to stop you and actually snaps your wrist for 2 points of damage, which will count as. Let me see. Where's my damage chart? I have a damage chart. Where is it? So you have to add to your health now. It'll be 1 lethal wound. Wait. No. It'll be 1 aggravated wound. What's your current wound status? Because you got stabbed. What's your current wound status? What do you have? A slash or
Star.
Do you remember a star? Okay. All right. So then you have to go to your second wound box and put an X in it. And you see these 2 humanoid shadows are coming like out from the floor and taking like a three-dimensional but also 2-dimensional shape. And he's like, "Oh, well, so you decided to go that route because he who watches sees everything. Come, my friend, you'll become part of the offering. He will be very happy."
I will not be very happy.
Well, it's not about you. It's about him. Come, bring him my shadows. Bring them. And the shadows come up and like they're trying to grab on you and whatnot. All right. So, what are you gonna do?
Roll away and jump up and run away.
All right. Well, if you're gonna try and break out of this grapple, I'm gonna say give me a strength plus stamina roll.
422. That one landed in an awkward way. I can't even tell what that is. 932.
You got 1 success.
Yes.
And they have none. You managed to break. You managed to break away, and you can freely run now.
Cool. And also I have fleet on foot, so that gives me a little extra boost to my run.
Yep. All right. Wait, you do? That does. What? How much of a boost do you remember?
2.
All right. So they are going to be coming right after you. Let's see. Give me a resolve plus composure roll because you're freaking out.
No failure.
How bad?
The highest was a 6.
Okay, but I need to know the rolls. What are they?
Oh, sorry, I did not keep track of them.
All right.
It
What we're gonna
was
say?
it was ranging from 3 to 6.
Okay, as long as it wasn't a 1, that's fine. You lose 3 willpower points.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep. What are you down to now?
1.
Oh, you're freaking out. You're freaking out.
Yes.
All right. All right, give me an athletics roll there, sir. It's going to be dexterity plus athletics.
Dexterity plus athletics for running.
For running, yes.
And then I also get the 2 additional for fleet on foot.
Let me check that just to be sure. Good God. Fleet on foot. And that's a physical merit, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Give me just a second. Oh, yep. +1 speed per dot. So, what's your speed at?
I have 5 speed.
5 speed. Okay. All right, but you're gonna have to see if you can outrun these guys. So it's gonna be dexterity plus athletics and so you have 5 speed. How many dots do you have in fleet of foot?
2.
2. So you got a 7 speed. So your speed is 7, and their speed actually, I think, is only. Hang on, how do they come up with speed? Strength plus dexterity plus 5. So their speed is actually 13. Woo, holy crap! Yep, you're gonna definitely need to give me a roll. Dexterity plus athletics, and they're gonna need to do the same thing, which they don't have athletics. So it's gonna be wits plus dexterity for them. What's their wits at? 3 and a 7. Here we go. All right. All right, Chris, what'd you get?
2 7s and a 2.
So you got 2 successes. So you managed to make it to the door, and as soon as you pass out, as soon as you pass through the doorway to head to the door, you're seeing yourself, like, you see the exit, right? And as soon as you do, you notice that those shadows came out of the wall and cut you right off, and managed to capture you.
Oh. Okay.
At this point, you give me a willpower roll to see if you manage to stay up after all the pain and stuff you've been through.
What is that? Stamina and what again? Resolve?
No, willpower.
Oh, composure and resolve.
Yep, composure and resolve there, sir. They're gonna take a stab at you.
I got a 9 and 2 2s and a 3.
Oh, that's successful enough. All right, give me. All right, so you can do 1 or 2 things. You can give me a What is your defense actually currently?
2.
Okay. Okay. Fair. And then the last roll. Okay, nope. So one manages to like you notice that the one shadow arm headed you off and then like stabbed you right through the chest, and you didn't like it doesn't splurge out with like a wound or anything, but the shadow goes right through you and you feel immense searing pain. You have a star and an X. You need to go to the third box, your third health box, and put another X there. And then you notice that the other shadow just comes and hovers over you. We will actually recontinue this, and we're gonna pick up with Tobey here in just a minute after this break. I gotta take a quick break real quick. We'll be right back. this is going to work out because 3 of you are captured by some crazy madman. He was talking about he who sees everything's coming, and he's a wonderful person. Or
Two
Maybe
of
he
us
is
unconscious.
a wonderful person and we're just struggling too much.
What?
Maybe he is really the wonderful person and we just need to accept that.
Yeah.
I think Will's gonna have a lot different of opinion on that. Since he got attacked by supernatural shadows.
What? No.
I mean, I gained a cool power that I didn't know I had, so this is a benefit.
All right. So anyway, all right. So Dr. Bob enters in his house, and as you enter into your house, Dr. Bob, you have a flashback. Give me. I'm not gonna have you give me an intelligence roll, but there will be a roll.
Okay.
So as you enter in the house, you have a flashback of you meeting your wife, and she goes, "What's wrong, honey?" It's hard for me to explain. You remember Richard Newell, the rookie. He shot a man today because this man attacked one of my patients and shot a man and killed him. She's like, "Oh my God, that sounds horrible. Here, let me make you something to eat." And you explain, he's like, "It was horrible. It was like," he kept saying, like, you know, it's weird. And even some of the other patients were saying something at the hospital. Kill. Kill, kill. Suddenly you see, in this flashback, you see a knife. And you pick it up and you remember hearing voices. Kill, kill, kill. And as your wife turns around, you stab her.
No.
And moves her to the living room and continues to stab her.
No.
And suddenly,
Dr. Bob? Can we do no.
Anakin!
And suddenly you hear a voice going, "Mommy, is everything okay?" And you cut out of the flashback.
Way to go.
No, Daddy, no.
You killed your wife.
And potentially his son as well.
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
Unless
Give
you gave his son over to the
give
cult.
me a resolve plus composure roll.
It's all composure. Cool.
It's when his memory comes back and he remembers his son's name is Damien.
3, no successes.
No successes? All right. How much willpower do you have?
How many am I losing?
You're losing 3.
I have 0.
Oh, yeah, you've gone nuts. You suddenly remember something. Seeing, let me see, what do you remember? You're gonna remember
Did
this.
you roll a 0 or a 10?
Yeah, I was about to say. Did you roll it up here? Let's see here. Oh no, 5, 3, 3.
Oh,
Yep.
he was saying that 0 success.
Yep, 0 successes. Damn, dude, that's like horrible. That's the worst. All right, I'm gonna tell you what you saw.
Oh, that could be worse.
At the end of it, you remember going to a ruined chapel. Not far from the town's forest. You remember that there was a forest, and as you're going in there after killing your family, you see Will, and Will and you are looking at each other as they're heading into this chapel, and inside the chapel was Mycroft and Richard, and you guys see a towering, faceless entity with countless eyes in its shadowy form.
Cool.
And all any of you guys said is, "What the fuck?" And everything cuts out. And you remember waking up. and seeing yourself in your current states, where you guys went off and Dr. Bob became a full-time doctor. Will actually went on to be a physical therapist, while Richard became a private investigator after quitting the force, and Mycroft has always been seeking answers for something but can never figure out why he ever left.
Cool.
And you find yourself going to this forest again, just walking, and inside there is your 3 other companions strapped to crosses. And suddenly, the guy that Chris was talking to in the priest uniform, he goes, son, you have led everyone back as instructed, as the weakest of all in the willpower. Come be cleansed. And you walk forward and you get on your knees as each of you had your throat slit.
I was going to say, can I make an occult roll for religion and be like, I'm part of the church? Come on.
Give me an occult, if you want that.
Why don't I bother coming in here?
Actually, if you know what? No, you can't do that.
But my occult is religion.
Yes, but you're also at no willpower. You have been a puppet this entire time.
It makes sense. My character had amnesia. Or part of.
No, you have no willpower. The thing that you're seeing has complete control of you. You are a puppet.
Okay.
Your character will die and you will enjoy
it. Yes. Well, it looks like all of you guys have returned back to the place your life started in. After your blood was spilled, the town, what is remaining left of the town, screams out in horror before becoming completely silenced. And that is the story.
What happened after? Like, did we get that?
Why didn't I bother turning up? Why did Chris or I bother coming here?
All right, one question at a time.
Do we get an epilogue of what happens to the area in the town and around it? Like, what happens?
Actually, the town actually becomes a complete ghost town, but the town next to it begins to start experiencing some issues and rise in crime and murders.
Uh-oh. So these are the infernal creatures, the infernal demons, the Inferno book, not the demons of the God Machine, or angels of the God Machine turned evil. Am I right in that, or have I totally been off base?
You're completely off base, because this is not exactly a creature of the Infernal. This is actually something that actually turned out to being something of like eldritch horror.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. But they may have some issues with some of the other supernatural creatures, such as vampires and whatnot. So we could continue this. We could definitely continue this in a different story of a light. Especially going into a neighboring town. Any other questions?
Mm-hmm. Colin?
Hold on. I'm going to become even more confused. I thought... Oh, okay, no, hold on. So, at the end of the last episode, Chris and I had disappeared.
No, Will and... no.
Yeah.
Witch King and you disappeared.
Yeah.
No, I thought Witch King fainted when he woke up, we both gone.
Okay.
Or was it when Will woke up? Oh, right, okay, sorry, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So. Any other questions? Alright, anyway, do you guys have any fun?
Yeah, it's fun.
I'll let you know. I'll let you have anything to play.
What's wrong, Chris? I'm hearing. That's brave to say for someone who's in fireball range. No, I'm just kidding. I like that line. I'm sorry.
I am the one that throws the fireballs, remember?
Oh yeah, that's true. What's up, Chris? What's going on? What's on your mind, sir?
Nothing. Just sucks the rules.
That happens
Yeah,
sometimes, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
This is why I say roll the dice. Have you guys all been rolling dice? Who's been rolling dice here? I know I have been.
I didn't roll
I
dice
have
this
been.
entire session.
I haven't because I've been unconscious the entire session.
Same.
Oh, that's true. You two have both been unconscious.
We didn't need to be here. Rich King and I could have stayed on Tabletop on T-shirt historian stream. You could have sent in a chat on T-shirt. You didn't need us.
Well, and honestly, I thought Chris was going to save you guys.
He tried.
He did. He did.
Mhm.
But I honestly didn't think you were going to go insane last session. And then, and then Witch King feigning. You got the rolls, man. The rolls.
Yeah.
So, we'll definitely have to...
Still don't know what happened to our character. Last time, I just
Anyway,
last time we saw him, he was just stabbed someone. Didn't know what happened after that.
Well, in that case, enough of playing mortals. I think it's time to go to Vampire the Requiem.
Yeah. The vampires.
Oh yeah.
Vampires are awesome.
Which will be probably a little bit better than this.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I made your last, and plus we still have to start the next book of our original campaign of Vampire the Requiem is going to be book 2 of the what did I call that? The Darkman Chronicles. So we still have more of that to do. So I will definitely put a schedule out for that. Speaking of which, I do have to talk to you before we all disperse. But for now, let's get to... so this stream was actually not planned. It was literally something I had to come up on a whim because I said if I could reach over 300 subscribers that I would play a one-shot. So here we go. And this was on a whim. We definitely did it. And someone jumped me up from someone jumped me from 289 to 303 in one day. So that was kind of nice. However, I still have to say I think Cyberpunk is still our best game to do, because that one's already reached over 150 views today. That is crazy. All right, so before what's up? All right, before we sign off here, Chris, when are you coming back to streaming, sir?
I have no clue. I have things I want to do, but I need to work on some things first.
Yep. I'm gonna have to help you with that because we've got to get you back to streaming. I don't know. You've been gone too long from the scenes.
I know.
So
Same.
we got to get you back. All right. And Witch King, got anything else going on? Got anything?
I don't know if Tabletop or Grim is gonna run. I know T-shirt or Tabletop or T-shirt or Grim is going to run a game on Sunday. I hope so, but I'll have to find out. But yeah, other than that, I am currently writing an adventure for Postmortem Studios, and I will let you guys know when it comes out.
Wow.
Cool.
All right. And Tobey.
Yeah.
Yep. You got anything going on, or
Happy to be here.
just happy to be here? And what about you, Colin?
Actually, coming back Monday evening, my time. It's the channel. Alex, I do FFSI, so we're talking about little geeky things.
All right. Well, for me, Monday I will be actually opening up I'm going to be opening up with a stream on a review. I don't know what review I'm going to do, but that will be Monday, day after tomorrow. Tomorrow I will not be streaming at all because I actually have other things I have to do first. And then currently I'm still working on a few projects because we're going to be definitely bringing out the Wizarding World. And I had some of you guys making characters with me last night. But I've actually I started streamlining some of the rules, and that took less time than I thought it was going to. And I actually been changing some things, so we're gonna have to go over the characters once more just to be sure. So we are definitely got that going on. For the rest of this month, we've got 2 games going on for sure. For sure. Castles and Crusades, and you know what? We're not going to mention the other one. We don't have to.
Pathfinder.
Traveler.
Pathfinder.
Traveler. Oh no, Traveler's next month, isn't it?
Yeah. Traveler will be January 17th, 2025. Pathfinder 2nd edition we are going to talk about, because there's some good news with that and some bad news with that, unfortunately.
Uh-oh.
Yep, well, we will talk about that in a few, not on stream. Other than that, please like and subscribe to my channel. I am trying to make it to 500. I definitely want to hit the big 500. I'll tell you what, I'll say it on stream. If I hit 500 subscribers before January 10th, even if I don't hit the 500 subscribers, but for every subscriber I get between now and January 10th, that is going to be 100 experience points towards the Castles and Crusades the Castles and Crusades characters. I'm going to give them an extra 100 bonus points per subscriber I get.
Everyone, I beg of you.
So they definitely want you know what, and they definitely want those points. So like and subscribe to the channel. But I would like to say,
what do you say about maximum levels?
so I will say this as a disclaimer: do not join the channel because of that, but join the channel because you want to be here. And
you want to be here,
and I want
to give us
I want more to be here. But I also know my players want XP, so I'm willing to bring out some rewards and some great stuff for them, and try to make it exciting for you. But you got to be you got to like the stream and subscribe to the channel. So that's the way it's gonna go. So other than that, thank you guys for joining us, and remember to work hard, play hard, game on, everybody. You're not gonna expect this one.
Why don't you shut up?
You shut up.